Is that right?
Yeah.
You got all your little snacks and drinks and everything sitting up in front of you?
Yeah.
We're on.
Oh.
Oh my God, we're live.
Wow, you didn't tell me. Fuck you.
Oh, and yes, we are live, like we're streaming.
Oh, that's lovely.
How about them apples?
Like people who log in can see us right now.
Right, motherfucker.
Right now.
Okay, that's cool.
So, hi, I'm Jim.
It's for horses.
That's Alana. And this is Evie.
My spawn.
So in the past, we've had Evie's been on the show a few times before, but never on the live stream. And by the way, there are a shitload of gnats in this room. We don't know why. So if you see us doing this shit,
That's why.
it's because they're in our fucking face.
Yeah.
So we got to work on that here at the studio. So because it's really annoying.
Because there's food.
Yeah, probably because there's food everywhere. But anyways, and people don't fucking clean up after themselves.
Oh.
So. It is what it is on that.
It is.
And on that note, hi, Evie. How are you?
Fine.
Just make sure you talk right up into that mic.
Oh,
Pull it
okay.
right close to your face.
Why?
Oh, there you go. Because we want to be able to hear you.
Okay.
Want to be able to hear you.
You're gay.
Yeah.
Only on Tuesdays.
Hey, we don't. You can't use gay as a derogatory term. You can't use
But
it.
it's funny.
No, she's saying you're gay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Actually, the correct grammar would be you are gay. So.
Not your.
Oh.
You're.
Not your. Damn it! I can still see my hand. Hello. I was trying to cut that out with the camera, but it's not working. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
that's annoying. Yeah, we are in the studio, and we've got all kinds of little. We just got a whole new camera system in here, so it's like there's alarms on the camera systems. There's a new alarm on the door.
Yeah.
And there's guys and girls in here getting tattooed, so it's whatever. You're gonna hear bing bong, ding dong occasionally.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a little gassy.
Yeah. Well.
For those of you that are just listening to the audio, if there's some stale spots where we don't talk at all, it's because we're being silly on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Entertain. I got to do something real quick.
Entertain. So should I I can try
Tell
to
'em
juggle,
tell them a fun fact
but
or
I
something.
don't know how to juggle a fun
Fact.
fact.
Churro Cheesecake. That's a fun fact.
I'm glitching.
Fun fact.
Glitching right now.
The color green in the 1800s used to kill people.
Wait, what?
Say what?
Wearing the color.
I'm going to Google it, just so you know.
Wearing the color green?
So green clothing used to be poisonous to the skin and used to give people diseases and illnesses.
Because the dye they used?
Yeah.
Oh, what dye did they use that
I
was
don't
poisoning
know.
people? I'm going to look that shit up, bruh. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I saw this story about it on TikTok or something.
When was the time period?
I think 1800s.
We looking at we detectiving right now. Boop. Boop.
Yeah, we're Googling shit now.
That's good.
Fuck yeah, bruh.
The history of green dye is a history of death. Oh, don't do that. That hurts people's ears. Let's see here. Go full screen.
It had traces of arsenic in it.
That.
Okay, accept all cookies. Fuck off.
Victims reported rash, vomiting, abdominal cramps, and headaches, which led to severe illness and in some cases death.
Yep.
It was called Shields Green, and it was actually wallpapers.
Wallpaper.
It was in wallpapers.
Well, this is showing.
It was not the only dangerous dye in the 19th century, though.
Yep.
That's wild.
Huh.
It was made with fucking arsenic. Like, why? Why did they think that was a good idea? Like,
Who the hell knows?
Because it gave that color.
Well, there's a lot of things that
mash up some leaves or something.
people think is a good idea that is not a good
man.
idea.
What are we,
A lot.
cavemans?
Well,
Cavemans.
Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that's what they did. They used berries and flowers and stuff like that to create dyes to dye clothing and fabrics and stuff like that. So,
Si monofit.
So what is that right here in your jar? Can you tell the people what that is?
So this is, so I made some apple pie whiskey, which is just sliced apples, and I put some brown sugar in it and cinnamon and nutmeg, and then you pour whiskey over it. And you shake it up every day over the course of, you're supposed to do it 7 days from the video I watched, but I think after like 4 or 5 days, I tasted it and it was fucking delicious. So I ended up drinking it all.
Yeah.
But these are the leftover apples, and I haven't eaten any of the apples yet because I'm a little scared, if I'm being honest.
So, but are you planning on eating those apples on the live this evening?
I was thinking about eating an apple.
What are y'all on ASMR channel now?
No, it's more of gonna be a reaction because it might be super pungent, and if it's super pungent, I'm
She
probably
might
gonna
vomit.
make a face. I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, just don't vomit on us. That'd be
No,
bad.
no vomits. But let me see. Let's
Give it the old college sniff.
Give it
Is it pretty loud? Is it pretty?
yeah. I don't know. I'm scared.
Look at this child.
Is it good?
What is she doing?
I'm eating my fry without doing it.
You're eating your fries.
Oh, she's trying to not be eating on the microphone, which I appreciate. Super great. Thank you. And then your mom just does weird shit with her mouth on the mic. That's
I don't
fantastic.
want to be gross. Unlike my mother.
So I'm just gonna, for the purpose of the title of this podcast,
Oh, God.
Cinnamon Churro Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Churro Cheesecake.
Brought to you
Yummy.
by our local La Sabrosa.
Brought to you by La Sabrosa
Yeah.
and ice in the cup. Yes, very good. We have nothing to talk about except your apple slices right
I'm
now.
really
So
scared.
that is the hot shit of the night right now. So
I don't have any conversation
No,
starters.
we had a topic.
Like what?
I'm really scared.
Just try it.
don't be a pussy.
Yeah, what he said.
You see, okay.
No one's watching.
This
so.
was white when it went in there. It's like brown now.
Did you just drop it on the table?
I did.
L plus ratio plus loser.
Buzz, get it right.
Whatever.
Just eat it.
That was your idea.
It was my idea, and I'm kind of regretting it now. All right.
I wish I had the theme for Jackass pulled
Ready,
up.
count. Two.
3. Eat it. Eat it. Eat.
I will spare the people watching. That was probably not the prettiest face that she could have ever made, but she's about to get fucked up. I bet it's better if you shove them in your butthole.
Okay, what the fuck?
What?
What's wrong with you?
That's how they did it back in the old days. Spit it out.
I'm committed now.
What a trooper. What a trooper. What a trooper. She is a rocking out.
Sometimes when something's already in your mouth, it's just better to just go with it. Just ride on through it, and
I don't like your word usage.
I don't know what's wrong with my my word usage.
Yeah, blow right on the mic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pungent.
So it is. It's what was we did have a topic that we were going to talk about.
Yes,
I can't
it
recall.
was codependency
Okay.
in relationships.
And we were talking about. Well, specifically, we spoke about the missed step. I believe isn't that what we were talking about? The missed step when people try to open their relationships.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But the article that someone shared was specifically talking about codependency and how it's not okay, let me preface this. Monogamy is not in and of itself toxic, but there are a lot of toxic things attached to what we know as monogamous relationships, and that can oftentimes feed into people that are going into poly, because like if you think about it, we're taught, monogamy, they're your all. They're your everything. And you think about, especially when you're young and you get into relationships and you have that new relationship energy and you're literally stuck up each other's asses. And some people never get away from that at all. And they're literally like around each other all the fucking time. They have no separate lives at all.
No life of their
Everything
own.
is together. And like the idea is like that's not healthy.
No.
Whether you're in a monogamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship, codependency is not healthy at all. Like you should have you're a whole ass person.
I want to say, can we stop? I mean, can we just use unhealthy instead of toxic? I mean,
Oh God. Okay.
I mean, for this instance.
Okay. Yeah.
know, I just,
yeah.
because there are toxic traits in these relationships that we, but I look at it as it's extremely
You got it?
She's fucking with the mic. And if you're wondering why we're talking about this and there's a child present, we don't. Nothing is hidden from any of our children. We talk about everything with them. If they don't want to listen to it, then they don't have to listen to it.
Yeah. We don't go into, details or whatever, but we don't hide anything from our children.
But this, I mean, and honestly, it's only going to help you as you grow older. You already know about a lot of this stuff. Whether you choose to participate in it or not, you're already educated about it. So you're like falling asleep. Is that what's happening?
I was trying to do the frog blink. Have you seen that on TikTok? Where you know how frogs blink? How their blinks are delayed with their eyes?
Yeah.
No,
Like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Do they really?
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to
Like
Google
the
that.
eyes do different.
Dumb.
Gosh,
I'm just kidding.
I am kind of dumb.
But this particular article that got shared, and it was someone had posted they were new to polyamory, and how do they get through like feelings of jealousy and stuff like that, and
I can totally
your
see
head
you on
in
your
the
mom's
corner.
camera. Yeah, the more you lean down, we can totally see you. Just sit back. It's fine. You're good.
But and it was, the article talked about how obviously it didn't touch on specifically jealousy per se. But it talked about how so often in relationships, the two people in the relation together are literally stuck up each other's ass.
They become one.
They become one.
Like
And
two
so
peas
just-
in a pot.
Yeah. So it was just talking about how to kind of detach yourself from that situation. Not detach yourself from your partner, but like finding your individualism.
Right.
Again. is pretty much what it was saying.
What was that called?
What?
Disentanglement.
Disentanglement. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And it
mean,
was good. And that, it was applying to polyamorous relationships, but that applies to monogamous relationships
sure.
too.
now, I mean, well, on the on the flip side, it's not for everybody, and I do think that individualism, it needs to be, and I think that it's healthy to be an individual in a relationship. Now, I was talking to some people. I'm not really talking. I was just kind of like being a part of their conversations recently, and they were like, happy being monogamous, happy, they like the fact that they do everything with their spouse. They like that's what they've grown to love. That's what they enjoy. And who am I to knock that? But
I guess my concern would be like, okay, well, that's all fine and dandy, but you do realize one of you are gonna die eventually. Right. I guess my thought process,
or if it ends.
If it ends. Yeah, my thought process is too often people get in relationships and they lose themselves. Because they become a couple and that's who they are now.
Brangelina.
And yeah, exactly. And it's not really healthy because, relationships end, people die, things happen.
You keep bringing up people dying. Like,
people die. Or,
y'all plotting on me?
Perhaps the person that you're with, maybe needs to go out of town and see family and you can't afford for both of you to go, or one of you has to work or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to do things as your own person too. Like, I mean,
well, like I know in the article they were talking about how, like, how older people, like it happened with my grandparents. They were with each other for ever. I don't know how many years total, but like when my grandmother died, when she passed, like my granddad did not last very long afterwards.
Yeah.
And everybody said he died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was some kind of, I don't know if it's the word is pulmonary lung disease or it was some kind of lung disease, basically, but his body shut down.
Yeah.
And it may have been, who knows, but who wants that? I mean, as a partner in a relationship, and as someone who is not monogamous, I want you, my partner, or any other partner that I have in my life, to experience their life to the fullest, and whether that's with me or without me, that's what I want for you.
Yeah.
And I would hope that would be what's wanted for me. Now, I mean, like in this relationship, it has been, we've had our moments where it was starting to get a little entangly, but we pretty much live our lives and we get together when we get together, we talk. I mean, when I see you, it's nice. I love to see you. I mean, as everyone, if they don't know, I work a lot, or either at one job or the other. So, I mean, I see you like a few hours a night and that's it, you know, but it's nice to be able to have the ability to do those type of things. And if I wanted to go out with friends or, that's the thing. And I'm not knocking my marriage or whatever, but 20 years in a marriage, and I literally gave up all my friends. Anyone that going out, forget about it. It was over and done with.
Yeah.
And, something felt off.
Yeah.
Inside of me.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
It did not feel like a whole person.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, people, they lose themselves for the relationship, and that's not healthy.
No.
Like, you were a whole ass person before you met the person that you're with now. You just stopped being that person. You stopped having your hobbies that you like to do. You stopped hanging out with your friends like you used to. Like, that is not healthy. I don't care how you want to try and paint it. It's not healthy. period. Like, you have to have some balance, and not that you know, that you shouldn't do things with your partner or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you still are an individual person, and you should be an individual person sometimes, because what happens is, I know for me, and I've known other people too, they're in these long-term relationships, and like this article says, monogamy is a really good breeding ground for codependence, especially with how quote unquote romance is painted to us oftentimes in this very unhealthy codependent type of situation. But like, say you're in a relationship with someone for 10, 20 years, and you know, you've fallen into that, and then that relationship ends, and then you're trying to figure out who the fuck you are, because you've forgotten. You've stopped being you because you became a couple.
Right.
Like, that's not, it's just not good. And I know people who are in those situations now, and I'm just like, you know, and they're like, oh, their mental health is better now than ever. I'm like, well, what happens if y'all break up?
Right.
Like, you have to be happy by yourself. You can't depend on another person to provide your happiness. Like,
Right.
that's not healthy. That's not good
Especially
for you.
young people.
Yeah.
I've always
But yeah.
These are good tips. You need to be listening.
I feel like
okay.
Sorry.
Well, no,
Sorry.
weigh in.
No.
Go ahead.
I feel like my friend lost herself to a relationship. Like, she's always been a type of person that fallen heads over heels in like the first week.
Mm-hmm.
And then they broke
Pretty
up.
common for young people, but yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then they broke up, and she was just like,
Devastated. The world was ending.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say whose name just in case she, like,
No one will ever watch this. None of your
I
friends.
know. But you don't have to say names either.
I talked to her about this.
We set it to 18 plus.
Yeah.
Well,
I know there's ways around
she
that.
makes them alts account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah. We don't like to say names anyways. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It's better to leave names out, preferably.
But I mean, I know a couple as well. You know, and you know the couple I'm speaking of. They live very close to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what yeah, you know
Yeah.
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I know who it is.
it's funny because the longer they've spent, like in the beginning, it was oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? All the time. You know, if they weren't together, they were on FaceTime together,
Yeah.
and it's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and they still spend a lot of time together, but I'm starting to see a bit of where they're like, okay, listen, I need a break. I need a little bit of space.
And that's good.
Yeah,
They need that.
And you know, if young people would just listen to all people that have been through the shit,
Yeah.
you know, then they wouldn't have to go through the shit.
Well, you have people like me that ain't gonna listen to nobody.
Right.
I have to learn things myself, which is unfortunately cause a lot of painful lessons.
Yeah.
My hope for you would be that you're able to listen to advice so you don't have to learn things the hard way like I have. But you know, time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of really toxic, unhealthy, whatever you want to call it, behaviors. And I mean, I who the fuck is to say what's right? You know, I mean, it's so easy for us or for other people to look from the outside into a relationship and see what is actually wrong.
Right.
But when dealing with the same issues in their own relationship, they can't follow their own advice a lot of the time. I'm very, especially the shit that I've been through, I'm very conscious. Like it's always right here in my head, and I'm always thinking about it. So it's like I'm just conscious of what's going on in our, you know, like between Like, are we spending too much time? Are we not spending enough time? Like, honestly, I've felt like here lately we don't spend enough time together. I would
Yeah.
love to spend a little bit more time with you. I know we're gagging you. I know. I'm sorry. we you know, we are, but we're friends, you know, as well as yeah, it's a little gay, but sorry, I'm fucking with my shit. But it's whatever. I mean, that's what we like, you know, but so I mean, you know, I will make concessions to try and schedule you in a little bit more. But it is difficult when you have, you know, the two jobs I have, the job you have, and, you know, you, and I applaud you. Wrong. I applaud you for you're handling the household, the dogs, the kids, the laundry, the food. You cook dinner. I mean, I couldn't be a luckier man, you know, just, and I'm not just trying to butter you up right now, but I kind of am. But yeah, I mean, you know, but we do all of these things that we do for not just each other, but for ourselves as well.
Yeah.
I know, you know, I'm trying to be as responsible as I can with starting a business and still working a full-time job, and it's hard. It is.
Yeah.
It wears on you, you know, because I would, trust me, if it were just, and I say this, and I don't want you to take umbrage or anything, but if it were just me, and I didn't have other people living in the house with me, you know, and it was just me and my dogs, I'd kill one. And I say that nicely. He's old and he's about ready to be retired, so he needs to be probably put to sleep pretty soon. It's still sad. He can't see. He's you know what I'm saying? It's getting bad. I mean, I'll have him assessed. So don't hate on me, or do. I don't really give a shit. The dog is 16 years old. I've loved him.
Yeah.
And
he's up there.
And you know, he's been a good dog, but it may be his time.
He's got, I mean,
that
he still has
motherfucker's
a good little pep in his step.
He's
and
a
stuff.
fucking cockroach. He's gonna live forever.
He, you know, he's gotten to where he can't really see very well, so he runs into stuff, and I let him out and go to let him in, and he's literally standing in front of the sliding glass door on the side that doesn't open. And he's like literally trying to walk into it, and I'm literally calling him, Bear, over here. Like, so he comes over another 3 feet to come in the actual opening, and he's just like looking around like someone's calling me. I don't know where they're at.
I hate to laugh,
you know?
but it's
He
funny.
ran into a chair the other day.
Yeah, he can't. And you just trimmed his hair, so
I
it's
didn't.
not his hair blocking his eyes. He literally can't see.
He had some emo bangs.
But I think he sees just general shapes.
Yeah, blurbs.
Squares.
Yeah. But I mean, he still hops around and jumps and runs and stuff like that. And, you know, when he gets a treat, he's all hopping around and all excited. So he's got some time left in him, but he's definitely starting to
He's got something left in
lose
him.
his functions. I'll just say that. Poor little guy.
I mean, at least he's not incontinent. We don't have to put a diaper on him.
I mean, he's all the time fucking vomiting.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if I have to put a diaper
That's
on that
him
son
in
of
a
a
few
bitch,
months.
I'm gonna take him out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Poor little guy. But yeah, no, I get it. Like,
No,
You
but if
know.
it were me, and like I said, if it were just me, and I didn't have anyone else depending on me, I would have quit my job already.
same. If I didn't have
Yeah.
anyone counting on me, I'd quit my job too.
So,
'Cause then I just
question,
have to worry about myself.
Is that unhealthy of me because I don't? Is that unhealthy for me? Is it toxic of me to not do the thing?
Well, I guess that's definitely debatable. Some people could say yes, some people could say no.
I'd say no.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being responsible with your situation.
Yeah, I don't see that as an entanglement issue. I see
Yeah.
that as, like you said, I'm trying to be
Yeah.
respectful and responsible of everyone
Yeah.
in the situation, because I know that there are more than just me, you know, that depends on what we all got going on right now.
Right.
The unit that we have. So in that regard, it's not like, that's not like, I don't think that can be compared. I don't think like to like hanging out with your friends and going out.
Yeah.
Case in point, my friend Russell, he was on the show the other night. He was talking, he's one of those that just, he looks at time spent with his significant other and his children as the most valuable time in his whole entire world. That's what he lives for.
And
there's nothing wrong
with that. No.
Right. But I was thinking about, I was like, because he was talking like about exactly this. He said, I started picking up her hobby. We watched, she loves to watch the home and garden TV. So I started watching that. He said, I stopped kind of hanging out with my friends so much. And he said that my friends were like asking me, like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you like hanging out and doing what you used to do?
Right.
And he's like, why? He's like, I spend 14 hours a day working. And what, I'm gonna go home and be like, hey, I'll see, to the woman that's been taking care of the household all day and the kids.
But you should both have some you time
outlet
too. Like whether you're partner 1 or partner 2 in the relationship, like you should have you time. Whether that is you going out with friends once a week and doing whatever you normally do, or you going out to a fucking park and just being there.
Whatever the thing may be.
Taking photos or journaling or whatever. Like, you should have specifically you time.
Right.
Where you're not with your partner, kids, responsibilities. Like, you have to have, and I think maybe that's part of the psychological side of it too, of why having your own thing is healthy, because it's almost like separating yourself from quote unquote life,
right,
for a minute. Right.
And it's no different than like sitting in your car when you come home from work and just decompressing.
Yeah.
Like if you're constantly just go, I'm telling you, I've lived this life. I've done everything for everyone else, and I never thought about taking time for myself, even if it's just to stand in the yard and just zone out, whatever it may be. I never thought about doing that. I never took the time to do that. I never did anything for myself. I didn't go to the fucking doctor, get physicals. I didn't work out, do the thing. I wasn't thinking about my own health. I didn't eat right. I didn't exercise. I didn't do anything. All I did was I knew that I had to provide. So I would work. And I would go home and I would be who I thought that they wanted me to be every single day. Now, I didn't have to act with my kids like ever, because I was genuinely, I wanted to spend every waking moment with them, like what if I could. And, but even in that, as you get older and as they get older, they stop wanting to hang out with you as much.
Yeah.
And she'll probably sit there and say, nope, I love hanging out with my mom, and I don't ever want to stop hanging out with my mom.
It's coming.
Do it again.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mentally prepare. Yeah.
Because it's a change, and you're gonna have to prepare for it, because when it happens, you're gonna be like, it's almost like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
They don't need me anymore. But that's not the point. It's not the point that they don't need you. They do need you. It's just that
changes.
You start developing your own
it evolves
stuff. You kind of do that, Evie. You kind of do that now a little bit. Oh, I got her tearing up a little bit. It is sad to think about, but it's part of growing up. It's part of life. And it's your mom's always going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Like
always.
Don't ever think that she won't be. No, yeah, you're fine. But you and I mean, you're on, you text your friends, you
Yeah.
call your friends, you get on the chat lines with your friends or whatever. And you spend that time with them virtually and everything. And then in school, you're spending time with people. And eventually, as you get older and you have access to like be able to leave the house and like go to movies and do all those other
You
things,
start to have your own little life.
yeah. And there,
You
and that's what life is about. You have to experience these things.
I got salt in my eye.
You got something in your eye.
Some salt. I bet not burn.
L plus ratio.
Plus bozo. Don't forget the bozo. But yeah, I mean, so I was gonna say with that whole thing, I'm actually reading a book called Untangled, Disentangled, Untangled.
I gotcha.
But it's actually it's for parents with preteen daughters, and it talks about like the things that they go through as they're growing and in their social life and all of that stuff, and kind of preparing for them becoming their own person,
Right.
their own individual person. And that's, that involves having a social life and, all of those things that come along with it, and them finding themselves. And it kind of actually goes into this disentanglement codependency thing. They're finding
If you don't
themselves.
prepare for it,
it's
gonna be hurtful.
So,
But I mean, and that's I mean, totally. And I want to hear more about that as you read the book. But like, kids need to understand that humans are social creatures.
yes,
And with like, you and I came up in a time where there was no internet. You were born
well,
at
there
a
was internet, but not like
well,
what's going on.
I'm just
today.
saying we saw the day and age when there was no
Yes.
internet, and then we came up through the
Yep.
period where it was like being developed, and now it's to where it's at, and God knows where it's going to go to.
Yeah.
But you were born, and when you were born, there was internet, and it's always been there.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I don't know if it's better for the kids because there's so much like being interactive online and less FaceTime, less like real sitting next to
It's far different.
having your friend over to the house and sitting on the couch cutting up with them
Yeah.
and farting on each other. I mean, like,
People's social lives now with the internet is far different than what our social lives looked like, 30, 40 years ago.
yeah. But what's
then
better?
This book actually talks about that and how that affects, the youth that's growing up, and they're facing challenges that you and I didn't face
It's a whole-
growing up. So, it's different, and every generation has that, right? Every single generation, there's massive changes, whether it is from socioeconomic standpoint, or social, the internet and stuff like there's always something in every single generation,
Right.
something that they have to deal with that the prior generation didn't really have to deal with growing up, and those things mold us into who we are. So it's definitely different for this generation coming up, and I like that this book kind of like touches on that a little bit, and how it's different in so many words for this generation coming up to what, because like we can, the most self-aware person can be like, oh, I knew what it was like growing up to be a preteen and a teenager. I was a preteen and a teenager before. Yes, but you weren't a preteen or a teenager at the same time in history as right now. So
True story.
there's always things that parents can learn that we didn't know about,
Right.
that, can help us kind of understand our kids a little bit more. But
Yeah. And I wonder about the socioeconomic situation that our children are growing up with.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that it's harder or less hard. I think that
It's just different.
I think that, yeah, it's just different. I think that a lot of adults, people our age, look at kids like Evie, and go, man, you guys have it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
It's
teacher
not
told
always
me
the
that.
case.
But it's not always the
Not
case.
always
It's
the
not that
case.
you have it. It's easy. You have, like, if we growing up, if we had the lifestyle that you guys have right now, we feel like in our brains, because what we went through, we feel like, wow, things for us would have been so much fucking easier.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I think that we can't really say that because to say that would be to, I mean, we have no idea how it would have affected us, honestly, to be where she's at right now, where the kids are at. We have no freaking clue. Like, I wonder when my grandson, he's 4, he just turned 4. You know, when he gets to be, you know, your age or whatever, you know, what is it going to look like for him? You know?
Well, here's one single, and I feel like this is actually probably the biggest thing for like Evie's generation right now, is like the social thing.
Yeah.
Like, you think about when you and I grow up, right? We dealt with bullies at school. There were bullies, right?
Right.
And you'd have there was a few, you know, pick on kids and stuff like that. But you went home and you didn't have to deal with them anymore. Nowadays, they have the internet. So they're getting bullied at
never
school. They're online. They're getting bullied online now, too. So they're getting bullied potentially all the fucking time.
Right.
You know, whereas you and I, we had our breaks. You know, we really only dealt with that pretty much at school was where we dealt with that.
Oh, yeah.
But now, like, there's this huge access to the internet and social media and all these venues, and it's just it's constantly like your social life doesn't end at school anymore. It's all around you all the fucking time.
Right.
You know, and all the challenges of having a social life. So it's
Do you
definitely
experience
different.
any of that, Evie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Mm.
You just internalize it, or you just blow it
Therapy.
off, or therapy?
Internalizing it means to like keep it inside, not really talk about it, and
That-
it kind of
Well, that's not
you
healthy.
keep it inside. Yeah, you don't
but
want to internalize
you know,
things.
and that's like back to what I was saying. Like when we were kids, now when we look back on our childhood, we think, well, we had thicker skin because we could be outside all day. And,
Oh my god, that's literally what Miss Toss said. She was okay. Don't need to say names, but I'm sure a lot of people have
called
the
her
last
out.
name
yeah,
Miss
yeah,
Toss.
just go ahead and talk to the audience here.
Okay, so she was literally like, well, back when I was a kid, we had thicker skin, unlike you thin-skinned kids. I was like, shh, sit me down now.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what we're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
as adults, we may think you guys have it easier, and on paper, it may look that way.
It's not
But
always the case.
You guys almost have to have thicker skin than we ever did. Because literally,
Yeah.
when we were kids, like she was saying, like if I had a bully, it was we're gonna meet outside at 3 p.m. and fight,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
throw hands.
after school. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would either win or you get your
Or
ass beat.
Get your ass handed
But-
to you.
Either way, you learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Because
And something got settled.
right. I mean, because I'm in my experience, 9 times out of 10, I didn't get bullied unless I was being an asshole.
Yeah.
And then they would be, I mean, because I was a small kid. I was small. And I had that Napoleon complex. You know, I acted like I was bigger. That means I'm small, but I acted like I was the biggest
You
motherfucker
had to
in
pretend
school.
like you were the biggest, baddest thing because you're small. It's
So, like
you were
a prison?
overcompensating.
It was like a defense mechanism.
You overcompensate.
But sometimes that would end up in a fat lip.
Yeah.
That means I got punched in the mouth.
Because you talk smart to the wrong person.
To the wrong person. Yeah. But you take your licks and you learn, but nowadays
you can't do that. Your ass goes to jail if you're a fucking kid.
yeah, you can't.
They call the cops on you. You gone.
Yeah, but I mean, now they're not fighting each other. They're just what they're doing instead is almost worse.
Yeah.
They're making rumors about other children and putting them on social media,
emotional abuse,
and it can go viral.
Yeah.
And that can be completely and utterly detrimental to someone's mental mental fucking health.
Yes.
Last year, I had a rumor spreaded about me.
Really?
Yeah, that I was.
Do tell.
Oh, well, I don't know who it was by.
Spill the tea.
But like
someone that was jealous, probably.
Apparently, I was like mean to everybody.
No way.
Except you had friends that
Yeah.
know better. So that's the thing about rumors is like, if you hear a rumor about someone, you don't know that person, you shouldn't listen to those rumors because you're hearing it from somebody that you don't even know if they know that person personally.
Right.
Or if they do, you don't know the whole situation. Like,
right.
Unfortunately, kids get jealous or whatever and they make up rumors because they want to bring that person down.
Yeah.
They don't like that person is liked by people or whatever, so then they spread a rumor to try and get people not to like them.
Jealousy spawns a lot of negativity.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I have a friend who gets like, I'm not gonna say like overly jealous, but she gets really jealous about things. Like, I remember, like, years ago, it used to be to the point where she would, like, no, wait, hold on. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I remember this one kid wouldn't let me hang out with anybody besides her. Because he was like, what if I lose you? I'm like,
codependency.
you're not going to lose me.
Codependency.
That is codependency, and that is ugly.
Yeah. When I was like, this was around when I was like 8 or 9. I want to say her name was Mia, but I can't remember.
That name sounds familiar.
I used to date her.
That was last year.
I didn't date a Mia last year.
Oh. Was it an internet
Yeah.
dating? Okay. I think I remember who it is now.
You get something else in your eyeball?
Oh, yeah. And also,
L
the
plus
other,
ratio.
this bitch,
Whoa,
I'm not
hey.
going to say the name, but, okay.
Just know her as bitch.
Yeah.
But she literally said I was poor and I looked like shit.
Yeah?
Yeah. But
How did that make you feel?
I was like, okay. She's on a yacht every fucking week. I'm like, sit me down.
So she feels like her economic status makes her better than everyone else. Yeah, that's sad.
She's special.
Hopefully that could just be her situation, and maybe when she gets older she'll learn to not value things that can go away so quickly. Like, you can be wealthy and fucking lose it tomorrow.
Right.
Like, it's not with you forever.
She's not wealthy. Her parents are.
Yeah. There you go.
First of all.
Yeah, her parents are wealthy.
Her
She's
parents allow her to do the things that she does.
Yeah.
And your parents don't have a yacht.
No, sorry.
No
yacht.
Your gym don't got no yacht. Not yet.
I have no desire to have a yacht.
Not
either.
yet.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't either, but I'm gonna have one.
Why?
Just for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
With
sailboat.
I want
Fuck a yacht. Get a sailboat.
I want to. Okay, but I want to. Whatever it is, it's gonna have a helicopter. On
A
it,
helicopter. Bad.
And
Oh god.
a submersible, because I want to be able to.
The fuck?
I want to.
Why?
What's a submersible?
Why not? A submarine.
It's like
A personal submarine.
Yeah.
I want to go down and see.
But you need a license for that.
You
costs
can,
a lot
you
of money.
can do that without owning your own submersible, though.
I want to go down
Go diving.
20,000 leagues
Well,
in the
then,
sea.
but you can rent that, and it'll be cheaper than
No.
buying one. That
Listen.
You need a license.
Listen. If I can buy one of those, I'm sure I can pay for a
You
license.
can buy a license.
But my thing
gosh.
is, this is going to be so successful that I know I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. I want to have fuck you money. That's what I want. That's where I want to get to.
I don't care about having fuck you money.
I don't either, but it just makes things so much easier.
I just want to.
Fly.
I want to, for me, financial freedom looks like not having to pay as many bills as what I have to pay right now.
Yeah.
That's what financial freedom looks like to me. It's
Sure.
not making more money so I can buy more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is being able to just live the life I want and not being chained down
Strapped.
with all these financial obligations.
Right. So, to each their own. When Omar and I started this business, we honestly didn't think how far it would go. We didn't even think that far into the future.
Yeah.
But I if you don't have lofty goals,
Yeah.
you'll never reach any of them.
You want a loft?
Yes, I would kill for a loft. Yes, it'd be dope.
We can put that in the bus.
There you go.
You can make a loft.
Yeah, I want to get a double decker bus, and I want the whole top floor to myself. Y'all can have the bottom.
Yeah.
No, but I think that it's not bad to have
No.
really, really lofty goals, and that's the only word I can think of is lofty.
Lofty. So lofty.
Yeah, it's now that we said it like a million times, it sounds stupid. Lofty.
Yeah, it does.
Lofty.
Lofty.
There's a lot of other words you can
Lofty.
replace it with.
Lofty.
I don't have a thesaurus in front of me.
Thesaurus.
Are you really going to look up
Grandiose?
different words you can use?
Should I
Listen.
say grandiose?
Grandiose.
sounds even worse.
Grandiose. Yes.
Just say exponential goals.
Ooh,
Ooh.
she's so smart.
She's so smart. She's in it. That's why she's in advanced classes.
Yeah. I was in them special classes. You know what I'm saying?
Lofty, tall, high, giant, towering, soaring, sky high, skyscraping, imposing, magnificent.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Okay, put the phone down.
Don't you
Why do you play
wah me?
music?
Because I do stuff like that.
He likes the sound effects.
I do. I like playing with them.
Yeah, he'll try to push all. No, oh my god,
Okay.
I was mixing it up just now.
that wasn't mixed.
You weren't feeling it? No. She's done.
She's done.
Don't leave
She's
us.
done.
L plus ratio. That's
Plus bozo.
stupid.
You're gay.
Don't leave us. Anyways, yeah, I have lofty. Fuck, went back to the lofty.
Lofty.
I have extravagant,
Magnificent.
magnificent,
Exponential.
exponentially grandiose, fantastical ideas and goals. And even if I never reach them, if I land somewhere in the middle, I'll be happy. But I obviously I was joking about the helicopter and the submersible.
Yeah, I know.
Or was I?
You need a license for both of those.
Fine, I'll get one.
Do you know how hard it is to get a driver's license?
Probably about the same as a brick.
Do you have a driver's license?
I do. It's very easy to get. You take a course, then you get your license. It's
He's
easy.
got to get a motorcycle license too.
Shh! Don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno.
Wait, you don't have one yet?
Shh! I do.
He's had
I do.
one
I've
before.
got. I have one. I totally
You're
have
breaking
one.
the law.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
They got to catch him first.
You'll never catch me, Kappa. See?
So where he lives is
Listen. You're not supposed to put me on blast like that, bro.
no.
What's that called where you expose someone's like name and address and stuff like that? That's called something.
Docs. Docking.
Yeah,
don't
you
be
just
don't be
don't doxing
doxing
me.
him.
Oh my god. One
Not
of
trying
my
to get
friends actually got
swatted.
doxxed. One of my friends got doxxed.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Have you
That's very
seen? Have you
fucked up.
seen the? Yeah, you watch a lot of streamers, right?
Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes.
Have you seen them like get swatted? Have you heard about that?
I heard one guy got swatted.
Well, what swatted is, if you don't know, is like where.
The SWAT teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They literally come to
someone
your house.
someone calls in like a bomb threat or something like
Yep.
that, and give them your address, and they literally bust into your shit
While you're streaming.
while you're streaming.
Yep.
Yeah,
You should have
I'm-
told me that.
I watched a video
Don't
of
do
a
it. It's
chick.
very fucked up.
Someone did that, and like she knew that it was happening because I think someone threatened her or something
Damn.
like that.
yeah,
But
Sorry.
like she heard it and she was like telling her significant other whatever to put the dogs away so they wouldn't get shot
right.
by the police, because we know how trigger happy
Yeah.
police officers are nowadays. So so she was just trying to make the situation as safe as possible for everyone, but like that is a fucked up thing. I feel like if you do something like that, that should be like attempted murder charges
Right.
or something like that. Like you should go to fucking jail
Because it's very dangerous.
for yeah, you should go to jail for something like that. You were causing very possible harm to somebody just
Evie's
because
fucking with the
you
mic.
are trying to be a fucking troll or an asshole, or you're just being a fucking Karen and you don't like what they're saying.
Right.
Like, I don't know. People suck nowadays. That goes along with social media challenges of today
I
that
thought you
we
were gonna
didn't
say
have to
me.
deal with 20, 30 years ago. So,
Yeah. I have your mic muted, by the way. You could pull it back in front of your face,
Okay, thank you.
and then whenever you talk, I'll unmute it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No one will hear you munching on your churro.
Churro cheesecake. They're delicious.
Yeah, they are delicious. And unnutritious.
One of the ladies that works at the La Sabrosa over here in
Mm-hmm.
Middleburg, she makes all the baked goodies and there's
They're so good.
everything I've had has been so good so far. There's still a couple other things I haven't tried yet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very delicioso.
Her freaking flan slices are like as
Wow.
big as my freaking head. I've never seen flan that big before. It's
That's what she
huge.
said.
Ah!
Okay.
Are you having an asthma attack?
No.
She's
I
having
was-
some
I was
kind of
being
attack.
a weirdo. As per
Oh my
usual
God.
for me.
Okay, so my school doesn't allow asthma students to have their inhaler on them
I'm sorry, what?
while they're like running the half mile.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, really. What the fuck?
Yeah. And my friend's asthmatic.
What has happened? It used to be a really good school when I went.
I don't know.
It's
Oh my
gone
God.
downhill, it
Literally,
seems like.
a fight happened. Well, a fight's gonna happen next week. This
Yeah.
one girl,
They
like,
all the time having fights now.
yeah, they are.
They put it in their Google Calendar.
Oh my
We
God.
didn't have that many.
So if
we might
anybody
have had a
watching goes to
couple
my
a year.
school, you know they had a dance battle. That was fucking weird.
Yeah,
They had a
just don't
dance
just
battle?
don't say the school name or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Let's
But if you know me at my school, you know they had a fucking dance battle. They were just doing Fortnite dances. It was
Dance
really
battle.
weird. The principal got on to them.
For having a dance battle?
Yeah, in the middle of the courtyard in the morning.
Why?
Who cares?
I mean, it could
As
have
long as
been
they're not
worse.
hurting each other.
It could have been a knife battle. Instead, it was a dance
Exactly.
battle.
God.
That's so.
Exactly. Let them have their dance battle.
That's what I'm screaming. That's so like mundane. It's not even funny. I mean, it's like. I mean, it's kind of funny. I would probably laugh. That would be.
I have a recording.
Do you?
And so everyone who
You should have
was
shared it with me. I would have played it on the
in the-
fucking video.
well, my friend has it.
Like, send it
No,
to
it's
me.
too late. It's too late.
But anywho,
Yeah.
wait, what was I going on about?
I don't
The
know.
dance battle.
What was I going
And a
on
video.
about?
Okay.
Your friend has a video.
I don't know, but don't stop.
So-
It's entertaining. Keep talking.
So, like everybody who like video recorded the dance battle, you know, got in trouble, and the people who participated, like, were actually dancing, also got in trouble.
I'm just
That
counting how
seems
many
so
times you say like.
silly.
I swear to God, I'm gonna beat your
let
ass.
kids be kids as long as they're not
hurting anyone.
hurting anyone. Like,
Oh my God, this girl literally ripped out this guy's dreads.
Damn.
that's hurting someone. That's
Yeah,
not allowed.
Yeah.
Yep,
That should not be allowed.
That's actually physical
Assault.
assault.
That is assault.
But
not the sodium.
Which is a felony, BT dubs.
Yeah.
Assault is a felony.
but
or can be a felony.
they
Can be a misdemeanor too.
it wasn't really a fight because he refused to punch back because he didn't want to hit a girl.
Mm.
And I was like,
Ooh,
just swing.
that's a whole nother
That's a
conversation
whole
right there.
conversation right there, but
I was
They both got suspended for 2 weeks.
I was listening to a podcast today. I shall not say the name, but you all know who I was listening to.
yeah, I do.
But he had a
Who?
JRE,
Oh.
the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll set it. I said it.
That's gay.
Shoot me. I'll have to look up the name of the lady, but she's a feminist. She's an older lady, but she's a feminist. But she's like the real kind of feminist, not like one of these like crazy bitches.
modern day feminism
You
that
can't punch me
uses
because I'm
their
a woman.
hate of
Right,
men.
and she's all
They
about.
use feminism to
She's like
shield that.
instead of she's about actual equality instead of demonizing,
Right.
men,
Yes.
which is the majority of the modern feminists.
You can't
Which
hit
is
me
why I
because
will
I'm a
not get on
female.
board with modern feminism. There are far too many toxic attributes to what modern feminism looks like. I will not have any part of that. I'm a feminist, but I'm not that. That's not feminism. That is
Christina Summers.
misandry,
Yeah.
which is misogyny, but misandry, and I'm
like
probably saying it
feminine.
wrong. It's basically women thinking that they're better than men.
Well,
They're superior to men.
What you just said made me think about something else. I keep seeing these things, and I don't know. I probably just when you like certain things or you watch certain things for a more time than other videos, like on TikTok,
Yeah.
you see more of it.
Uh-huh.
And this dude was like going around asking women about something about men or whatever, and they're like, no, they're misogynists. And he
Girl,
goes,
what?
he said to every girl that said they're misogynists, I can't remember the question he asked him, but he said, that's that's misogyny or whatever. He said, define it. Define misogyny. None of them could. And they all got pissed off and walked away.
It's the same thing as people that just throw around the word racism all the time. That don't fucking know what that word actually means. Like, oh, everything's racist. No, that's there are where you have certain assumptions about someone based on their skin color.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're racist. Racism is literally the idea that your race is superior than any other race. That is racism.
Yep.
That is basically saying
purest
that
form.
someone that has a different skin tone than you are a lesser human being than you.
Right.
That is racism.
Right.
Not, white people can't cook because they don't season their food. That's not racist. Or saying black people eat fried chicken, all black people eat fried chicken and watermelon. That's not racist.
Motherfucker, I love fried chicken.
Ignorant.
And watermelon.
Ignorant, yes. Racist, no.
Yeah.
But, people be throwing that shit. They throw around homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic. They throw around these words literally to just shut people up.
Yeah.
It's a bullying tactic. That is all it is.
Yeah. But
And if anything, they're the ones with the massive issue,
for sure.
not everybody else.
Absolutely.
Like, you got some things you need to fucking
But it's a
deal
really
with.
good episode so far. I'm enjoying it, and I think that there's been a few that I've been watching and that were just really, they hit home and they struck a chord with me, and they I guess resonate would be the correct word.
Resonated.
What? Oh, okay. I'm gonna mute her until she talks.
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
So there was this one kid that was really like racist and sexist. And I called him out for it, and he was like,
What was he doing to be racist and sexist, if you don't mind me asking?
literally, when he was like, black people aren't a part of the Declaration of Independence, so they don't have free rights around here.
Yep, that's racist.
And
He is
It's
essentially
also-
saying they're a lesser human being.
Also-
that is racist.
also,
That.
he's a fucking moron.
yeah.
Carry
Yeah, he is.
on.
Yeah.
And the reason he's sexist is because he literally thinks like women belong in the kitchen. And back in the centuries, they were like, he was like, well, they should be like handmaidens, strippers, prostitutes,
That's misogyny.
cleaning, you know,
Sexist,
dishes, because they're
yeah.
women. That's how it was back then.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe that men and women have roles to play, and I don't necessarily. I'm not going to. I will never define those roles, but
Because they look different.
they do
from
look different for
situation to
everybody. But
situation.
but yes, many years ago, men were. I mean, like hunter gatherer days. Men would go and hunt. Women would stay home and mother the children. They would take care of the household or the rocks or whatever the fuck.
But the men provided
hut.
everything that was needed.
Right.
The
Yeah.
women just managed
Right.
the house.
Right. So
essentially.
these days, everything is about equality. So women,
Because women are working
Right.
and bringing home the bacon like men used to do.
Right.
So it's different
absolutely,
now.
that was the point I was trying
Yeah.
to make. Just in case you were wondering where I was going with that.
No,
But there are some people, men and women alike, that
Mm-hmm.
still think that way. That still believe that women should be home with the babies and the children and all that good stuff, and let the guy go out. But the problem is, there's a lot of men out there that don't want to do that. They
Yeah.
they don't share those traditional values. They don't want to work. They don't want to provide for their families.
Yeah. Or you have situations where they think a woman's supposed to do all those things, but also work.
Yeah.
And then they work, but the woman's still responsible for everything in the house. That just doesn't. My ex, the abusive one, pretty much, he that was his belief. A woman raises the kids and takes care of the house and
Yeah.
this and that. The guy just takes out the trash and mows the yard.
Yeah.
But the woman's responsible for everything else. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but your mom works, though, a 40-hour job just like your dad does. But she's responsible for everything.
Yeah.
That's not how this works,
No.
Bobo.
No.
That's not how this works. No, like if she's gonna do everything, then guess what? She don't have to work.
Right.
That's how that works.
No, I agree.
Her job is taking care of the house. That's her job.
Yeah.
Your job is
in
to
our
bring home the
situation,
bacon.
your job is to do whatever I tell you to do. That's right,
Sorry, that was
motherfucker.
really loud.
I'm
Where-
a fucking man.
I think
That's what-
Dr. Manhattan's in the closet.
He's a sad, sad man.
Sneaking up on
Anyways, it is. We are an hour and 8 minutes in.
Oh,
Do you want to
snap.
continue or do you want to call it?
We can wrap it up.
Let's wrap this motherfucker up because no one's watching the live, so we just basically recorded this for the audio, and you can watch it back on YouTube as well.
Okay.
It'll be there for the ages or until I decide to destroy the page. But you can go back and watch this episode if you'd like to see our pretty little faces. Don't
My
forget
pretty little
to
face.
yes, I'm sorry, your pretty face. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way and hit the little bell, because that way you'll get a notification every time we go live or upload a video of any kind. And
Yes.
don't forget the audio side of this. We do upload just audio only, and we can be found on any podcast provider, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I shut her mic off. She's
That was a
rubbing.
good choice.
Yeah, with all the mic noise, she's like rubbing the thing and stuff. But anyways, there you can find us on any podcast provider. Kitchen Table Discussions. Twitter is Kitchen Table DI1. Facebook is Kitchen Table Discussions, and I think on Instagram, it might be Kitchen underscore
I think it's
table underscore discussions. I can't recall, honestly. I'm the worst. And I'm really bad about posting to any of our social medias. So forgive me.
Instagram. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, Instagram is kitchen_table_discussions.
Thank you. I was right.
Yes.
All right. So
were.
with that being said, Ilana, do you have anything that you'd like to leave? Any special words of wisdom that you'd like to leave our listeners?
Yes. Do not lose yourself for someone else, no matter how good it seems.
I like that. And if you're going to lose yourself in the music.
Yeah, lose yourself to the music.
Just like Eminem says.
Yeah.
Evie's showing us
I'm sure someone
a
else
dog.
did too.
It's a dog.
Oh, so cute. Okay.
The dog with the tux on.
Oh, is that yeah, Jack. Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience, Evie, before we go? That's it?
That's
okay.
a good one.
Perfect.
What's your word of wisdom?
Don't ask me that. I don't.
What's one thing that you've learned?
That is the outro music.
Okay.
Your mom.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Evie.
Ding, ding, ding.
Alana, thanks for joining us. Jim, thanks for joining us.
You're gay.
And we look forward to seeing you all again on the next live. Please join us on the live.
Say if you
We
want
have
me on the
fun.
live again, I can convince him.
Yeah, we can possibly have her back on the live again, but for now,
Bye.
Ow, that hurts my
See ya.
ears. Bye.